Hi there, my name is Safrina Kadri and I am the founder of Feng Shui and Prosper.com. In the past 8 years as a classical Feng Shui consultant serving clients all over the world, I have seen frustrations over and over again. And the questions that I always get is that, Safrina, I'm reading all these books and online resources about Feng Shui and how to place and how to activate for prosperity, and yet the more I read, the more confused I get. And I'm also getting a lot of frustration for people who have spent hundreds, and some of you have also spent even thousands of dollars on Feng Shui items because those were the items that were recommended, and once you've spent all that money and did the placement as best as you knew how, even with all your confusion, you didn't get any results to show for it. But I'm here to tell you that Feng Shui does work. You just need to practice it the way it was meant to be practiced. You probably started with what I call fast food Feng Shui. That's how I started too. What I call fast food Feng Shui is the modern school of Feng Shui that is so diluted and so it is easily digestible, but it's only because it's pandering to a market that wants everything to be simpler, but not necessarily effective. The popular definition of Feng Shui is that it's the ancient Chinese art of placement. But a lot of you are not even aware that that definition actually missed out on a very key component, and that is the time factor. Now, Flying Star Feng Shui is the main form of Feng Shui that I practice. It's one of the classical schools of Feng Shui. And Flying Star Feng Shui adds in that time dimension. That means, even modern science tells us that energy is constantly moving. And Feng Shui really is a study of energy, right? It's a study of the space, the environment, and how the energy interacts with it. Therefore, those combinations will either positively or negatively impact the people in that space. So a lot of us who practiced fast food Feng Shui, or probably you're still doing it, you're missing out on that time factor component. And that's part of the reason why I've unleashed to the world my Feng Shui 2017 Year of the Rooster webinar, where I will be guiding you on how you can do your Feng Shui placements based on the annual energetic changes that is happening. And some of you who have been Feng Shui enthusiasts for a while now, you're probably thinking to yourself, well, Safrina, there's a lot of articles out there and a lot of books even that talk about Feng Shui for the new year. Well, yes, but what I can tell you that the difference in my webinar is that I actually do recommendations that are not generalized. Okay, so all my recommendations will be applicable for period 7 and period 8 homes. And if you don't know what this means, it basically means if you moved into your home after 1984, then my recommendations will be applicable to your home. Okay, and not only that, all my recommendations will also be based on the 24 mountains of your home. What does that mean if you've never heard of the 24 mountain phrase? If you look at a compass, it has 360 degrees. And if you divide that compass in 24 equal pieces of the compass pie, each piece of that pie is 15 degrees on the compass. Everyone who registers to my online webinar prior to the event, I will give you some homework, which teaches you how to take a compass reading, where to take the compass reading, so that you can really absorb and make use of the information from the presentation as best as you can. And so my recommendations is not one size fits all. That's hardly the case. My recommendations will actually be very honed in to the period and to the compass reading of your home. If you've always wanted to do a private consultation with a classical Feng Shui consultant, but you feel like financially it's not feasible, my online webinar will be the closest thing you can get to it. Some of you are probably wondering, you're doing this online event at the end of September. Isn't that a little bit too early, Safrina? Well, what I can say is that the energies of 2017 doesn't just change at the strike of midnight of January 1st. That's not how it works. It slowly transitions into the energies of the following year. Personally, I update the Feng Shui placements of my home at the latest in November. By October, I start getting busy already with my changes at my own home. And therefore, I wanted to give you that padding of enough time as well to make sure that you're able to really capture and maximize the prosperous energies that are coming in the year of the Rooster, and at the same time, give you enough heads up so that you can insulate yourself, protect yourself, and remedy the negative energies. But what is worth the price of admission itself is actually where I tell you in plain, no more questions, no more confusion talk, I will tell you where you can place your water fountain to activate for money. This is a big thing for a lot of people. But if you put a fountain in the wrong placement, it can actually make you lose money. So you definitely don't want that. Again, the water placement is also honed into the period and to the facing of your home. So this, like I said, is worth the price of admission itself, especially if wealth and finances and even career is your top priority at the moment. So the link to this registration, to my online presentation, is somewhere on the screen here, or in the description or the comments. It's somewhere. Just click on that link and it'll give you a little bit more information about how the online presentation works. And it's happening September 28th. So we have about a week or so to go. And it's happening 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. If you can't watch me live, register anyway, because you'll also get the replay. And what I will add really quickly is that as part of registering for this online webinar, you will get a workbook where you can go through the workbook as I go through the presentation, so you're not going to miss out on any important information. You will also get my 2017 Feng Shui and Astrology calendar. And this gives you a basic knowledge on Chinese date selection, either for important meetings or presentations or surgeries, or even, getting married. These are my Feng Shui and Astrology calendar is a great tool for you to have to help you at least do some form of a basic date selection for yourself, especially if you don't have access to a Feng Shui consultant that can do the date selection for you. Especially, I know some people actually like to learn how to do it. So on the presentation, I will also be teaching you the tips and techniques on how to do the calendar. Obviously, you can print out the calendar. It's a PDF downloadable format. You can print it out. You can start using it as of next year and plan out your important days, as well as how to cross out, how to know which are the negative days based on your astrology so that you don't do any important activities on those negative days as well. The calendar, I get a lot of really great feedback on the calendar. I know a lot of people love it. So as part of the registration, you will get a downloadable PDF version of that calendar for free. Okay, so again, the link to the registration is somewhere either on the screen, description, or the comments below, and I hope to see you on the 28th.